I'm John.
I'm Preston.
So, just to recap, starts with Korra and everyone, and by everyone I mean the group from Zaofu, coming back to the Air Temple, and Korra gets a little reunion with Naga, first thing. Hasn't seen her in quite a while. At least, 6 months?
Yeah, 6+ months.
Yeah. And then we get to see Boomy. He walks up. He's we kind of already talked about this last time about Boomy and being airbender fit.
Yeah.
We don't see Boomy again after this point. It's like, wait, okay, well.
We also don't see Tenzin.
We don't see Tenzin. Actually, yeah, that whole, like, when they leave that scene, pretty much cut it. We're done with them until probably the next episode or whenever they decide to talk about Kuvira and deal with that problem.
Yeah, whenever Tenzin has to say something political, or he's never in it anymore.
Yeah,
I miss Tenzin.
He'll have his moments again one of these days. Speaking of that whole scene, though, they brush it aside, obviously, to kind of save it for later. I think they're going to devote a whole episode to this issue and everything. So, Korra just says, she feels like a failure, and that's really all she says.
Yeah.
Really nothing else. And Tenzin says, "It's okay. No one expected you to defeat her on your own." Wait, what? I don't even know anything. I don't know what's going on anymore. We need the Avatar back. We gotta get the Avatar back. We gotta just... Nah, we didn't expect you to fight her, to beat her on your own.
Yeah.
Well, then what? I mean, are you seeing what I'm talking about? Like the issue of like saying one thing and doing another. Boomy asks, "Where's Bolin?"
Oh yeah.
I don't believe that he would stay with Kuvira after what she did to my family and city, but I'm not really sure where he is. So I guess Opal has hope for Bolin to kind of transition over into the next scene.
Where we literally have Bolin carrying Varric. Well, literally. And symbolically carrying him, too, because Varric has no will to go on at this point.
Let the worms gobble me up. I deserve it. I mean, I like Varric's attitude, though, of the fact that, he knows he's done a really bad thing and he took it too far, and now it's kind of everything's just gotten a lot worse, But he has done good things, too. I mean, the bomb thing was probably the best thing he's done ever, as far as, doing something good.
Yeah.
Julie carried me, or after we left Republic City, Julie carried me 20 miles, and that was after she sprained her ankle.
Yeah.
So Julie is superhuman?
Yeah.
Something. Julie is pretty amazing, I will admit that. But is she really that amazing?
We're starting to see Varric's obsession with Julie again.
It makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
I mean, she was apparently the perfect person. They are inseparable. Bolin gives him a little speech.
Yeah. Pick me up speech. Sort of.
Yeah.
This is your fault. Clean up your mess speech.
Legit.
It's pretty legitimate, yeah.
So he's like, "Oh, all right, I'll carry you for a while." Apparently, he was just turn him right around. He jumps on his back. He takes one step.
Yeah, he makes one step, and then they're up in the neck.
Bolin says exactly what everybody said probably after they watched that. Yeah. I saw that. Are you kidding me? Right after, it's like, yeah, let's go do this. Gets caught. You forgot you were watching Avatar. Something like that happens all the time. Then it jumps back to Asami and Korra's reunion, kind of the first time they see each other I liked the scene ultimately. I liked how she was like, I guess Asami's waiting in like the restaurant
Like
kind of sitting area, waiting for everybody to get there, or waiting for Korra to get there. And it's kind of like, I hope you weren't waiting long, and it's like only 3 years. Um, no, it was a very genuine kind of reunion, which quickly, well, I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. Something interesting though, right before Korra gets there, Asami's reading that magazine, and it shows that same electric
generator
that Varric uses. I don't know if that was just supposed to be like a foreshadowing thing, or because they zoomed up on it and they kind of like spent some time on it. I don't think it's anything. I don't know. Maybe it was just their way of like showing, hey, look, this is going to come up later. Here it is. Or maybe we're supposed to know that.
Could be a Asami Industries thing or something like that.
Yeah, future industries. Future industries, technology being used by Kuvira, which would kind of make sense because their technology would kind of be used by everyone around the whole world. I'm assuming, anyway. I don't think, like they have different types of generators, different types of things. They're pretty much leaders in technology. They walk into the restaurant part, and Mako's waiting there. Korra and Mako kind of get a little bit of a reunion, but then Wu kind of pops up in the middle of them. Wu has to be the center of attention, it's just kind of how he is. Korra is just kind of like, just kind of being pushed around by Wu, just kind of, oh yeah, and just Wu's just non-stop talking, not really letting Korra talk or anything. There was one thing, like, I didn't think, back in, what was it, episode 2, when Korra had written to Asami, but not Mako, and it was like, and I think I had said something like, I don't think it was meant to cause drama between the characters or anything.
Oh, it apparently was.
And apparently it was, yeah.
I knew it was going to be used to make drama. It had to be.
But the drama was kind of like short-lived, though, too.
Yeah, so. Sort of. It kind of permeated the whole tension between them for the entire episode, but he was obviously frustrated about actually quite a bit of things, but I'm sure that was one of the things.
Yeah, I mean, I think he just showed it's very realistic to me, actually. Korra and Asami kind of became best friends over the course of book 3. You take that into kind of her recovering. She's a girl. She's her friend. They can talk to each other better than someone who she had a relationship with prior and kind of broke up, and it was kind of weird between the two of them for quite a bit of book 3.
Yeah.
So I mean, it kind of makes sense that she just didn't talk to him, and it upsets Mako.
Yeah.
A lot, apparently. He's very upset. There's always going to be those like kind of residual tension feelings between two people. It's always going to be there. Asami mentions
going to see Sato
and Hiroshi. I guess they are going to bring him in more.
Maybe.
I mean, I don't know.
I don't think so.
At least one more. At least one.
Well, maybe, but I don't think he's going to be a big part of the.
Unless that was just there to show tension between those two, because of her being gone.
Well, that was kind of the whole theme of this episode, was them trying to get back into a flow as a unit again without Bolin, because Bolin's place was taken by Wu for all intents and purposes.
Yeah. Yeah, basically.
Yeah, basically it's the guy who's awkward
and sadly more interesting, actually. Bolin did nothing.
On those first couple seasons.
He was just so stupid. Like, everything he said was just dumb. I was like, shut up! Gosh, you're annoying. Wu's like, everyone's like, oh, Wu's so annoying, but like, they laugh at everything he says. It's like, okay, what? I don't understand. Wu has to empty his royal bladder.
Yeah. Sparing, Korra and anybody else from having to hear any more of that argument happening. Which is actually one of the things I have to thank him for.
Yeah, it was just going to turn into a big, like... Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much... Yeah. That happens throughout the episode. Kind of talking about that again, like, I hate when they do episodes like that, where it's like, they have all this tension, all this thing, but it's going to resolve in the episode, and it's season
1 with that whole dating thing with Bolin and Korra thing. That episode.
That
still
actually reminds
kills
me of that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it does. It did remind me of that episode.
I guess it's okay. It's like that was not.
That's not a good
characteristic
solution for that. Bolin does not recover that easily
No.
from anything.
It was very out of character, especially that early on
Yeah.
in his time span.
Like if that happened now, I can kind of see he's obviously grown up some, but back then, no, he was basically a 12-year-old at that
They
point.
needed to get that out of the way quick.
Yeah.
That's not gonna happen. Very hilarious, actually. Very hilarious scene. I'm not gonna go to the bathroom with you every time, or
I'm not gonna hold your hand.
I'm not gonna hold your hand. Fine. He goes away. Wu is like a puppy. He's like no, he's like a child. He's like a child. He's like he gets hurt very easily. He gets very but he's like ultimately nice and naive about everything.
He's very naive.
Yeah. So he walks off. Korra, do you always go to the bathroom with him?
I'll go to the bathroom with no.
I don't go with him. Just stand in the general. I don't want to talk about it. Yeah, Mako really.
This is not a good episode for Mako. It
Yeah.
really isn't.
The first time he's hanging together with these two
There's
girls.
two girls that he's had a relationship
Yeah.
with before in the past, and now he's got to talk about holding a guy's hand while he pees. It's not exactly
It's not good
the
at all.
ideal reunion.
It's
not.
I really feel bad for Mako.
Then we have a very hard to explain scene. Like, apparently Kuvira had a sleeper cell in this hotel to capture Wu if ever he should actually, or restaurant.
It's good that they waited until he was there with Korra and Mako and everything.
So that Mako would just be so frustrated he wouldn't go into the bathroom with Wu like he has done every other time. This is a convoluted plan that actually worked out pretty well. They didn't, but this part of the plan worked out well.
What exactly was when did the communication happen? Like, did they have radios? Were they making a phone call to Kuvira? What exactly was happening? Because
was the maitre d' in it? Noticed that Mako didn't walk in the bathroom with him and radioed ahead. What was it? How did this happen? How was this plan set up? Was he going to douse both Mako and Wu with that?
I guess the guy was pretty capable of fighting because he got the better of Korra.
Yeah,
that was the same guy. Also, I guess you could probably say, I just thought of this, that they might have put something in his drink that made him want to go to the bathroom faster. I don't know if there's something like that. Maybe, I don't know.
It still doesn't excuse why Mako wouldn't have gone with him. And how would you have solved that solution? I mean, other than him fighting Mako right there, but that wouldn't have been in Kuvira's best interest.
Well, we've seen characters get knocked out. If that stuff is as strong as it seemed to be, one spritz and you're down. I mean,
yeah, but like Wu's an idiot and he just has his arms out, his eyes closed. Mako's not going to be standing there like this whenever the guy puts his, does the Batman spray thing. Puts his the towel in front of his face. He's not. Mako's just not going to stand there and let that happen.
Yeah, I mean they could have got him from behind.
I guess
if that's how it went down, but the way it went down, it suggests that
it was
like all
planned.
perfect. Yeah, it was perfect.
Like Kuvira really does get whatever she wants. Like the fates themselves align to make sure that she can at least have an attempt at her plans.
Apparently, I call that writing.
I call that writing too.
Well, that's
Convenient
writing that allows the plot to move forward so quickly. You're just like, this is working out so perfectly. I mean, this episode was obviously just a character building episode.
Yeah.
There's no real point for her to even kidnap Wu at all.
Not that I can think of.
I don't know.
It's a weird.
Why didn't they take down Korra? Why didn't they spritz Korra with some stuff?
Yeah.
What the heck? I don't understand. This episode didn't really have a point except character building stuff. Which is kind of a shame, actually.
Yeah.
It was a fun episode. It was definitely a good episode. It was funny. It was exciting. If anything, the scene, it was kind of like everything was getting back to normal, kind of.
Kind of, yeah.
It's like, this kind of felt like season 1 again, in a way. It was like, they're all kind of just back together. Team Avatar's back together, minus Bolin.
Yeah. Nobody cares about Bolin.
Or do you?
Opal doesn't even care about Bolin.
Actually, that's funny we just said that, because it's like, the other side of this episode was actually a lot more significant.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, Bolin and Varric was.
When I said this episode, I meant like the whole thing with Wu and Korra and everything. That's pretty much what it was. So well, they're just sitting in that rope trap.
Yep.
And that's it?
They...
Oh, yeah, and those people walk up.
Yeah. Because nothing really happens. They walk up.
Well, they talk about how they're...
And you got Varric's narcissism shown off again.
Yeah, gosh, it's so stupid. It's like he has to... He can't... Two lowly soldiers. What? We were in her inner circle. It's like... guy. Discount Mako and Korra. Seriously, it's kind of ridiculous. Actually, they actually used recycled like hairstyles from earlier designs. If you look through the art books, they have like the one that the girl has is one of the hairstyles that they were gonna do for Korra, or they're trying out for Korra. And they were definitely gonna give Mako like a way bigger, more anime hair. I think that hairstyle kind of made it onto Juan a little bit too. And then it cuts them down and they fall, and that's kind of where it cuts. Yeah. And then we get back to Mako and Korra and Asami sitting, and food gets there, and Mako's just kind of like,
why is it taking so long to pee? That's not what he says, but that would have been what I would have wondered.
Yeah, so he gets up, and it has like a weird kind of transition at this point. It's like Mako leaves, and then Korra and Asami exchange a look, and then suddenly we're like in the hallway, like outside the bathrooms or something, or kind of.
They are anyway.
Yeah,
Mako's like walking through there trying to figure out where Wu is.
I'm assuming he just, I guess a few minutes have passed, because obviously they just got up and left their food there. I guess, I don't know. Or helped look, whatever. It was a weird edit. It was just a weird part in the editing. And they've done that a couple times in this season already.
Actually, in this episode, there's a few parts that are kind of weird like that.
Really?
Yeah. At least, I guess I'm thinking more like the writing aspect of it. Like things just seem to be rushed in this episode in particular.
It's like they really have to start making cuts and stuff now. And then Korra just her spidey sense kicks in or something. She sees this guy
pushing laundry out and assumes that something's up with the pushing laundry guy.
Yeah, this guy's pushing laundry. It's a little bit too suspicious today. I better check this out. She doesn't say that, but she should have said that.
Yeah.
She walks over there. Hey, have you seen Prince Wu? No. No, what? I mean, yeah. And then Wu just kind of like conveniently pops out of the laundry.
Conveniently wakes up from his sleeping, at least temporarily.
I'm in laundry. Ooh. Yeah. Korra. We've been bamboozled.
Yeah. What?
She gets all angry, but doesn't do anything, and then gets, earth launched into the ceiling.
Yeah.
So, and then these guys like record speed, like jump in the truck and drive off, like in that moment.
Yeah.
I was like, what
especially considering the guy who threw her up in the ceiling is the one actually driving. He made it that driver's seat in no time.
Was he driving?
Yeah, he's the driver. He made it in no time flat.
I thought there was a driver. I thought there was a driver, and then he like jumped in the back.
Yeah, well, I don't know, but I know that later on he's the one driving the truck.
Well, we know that they switch.
Yeah, they do switch somehow,
which is
kind of odd. But
again, it's with that editing and pacing in this episode. It's very rushed forward. We don't get the proper amount of presence of time.
But then Korra just basically Captain America's it and chases down the car on foot.
Okay, so I'm glad you said that actually, because I didn't get to mention her clothing. When they redesigned her new Water Tribe / Avatar Korra clothing, they wanted her to look more like streamlined and more like a superhero. And I have to admit, her look does look more superhero-esque. She has like the sleeves, and there's just something about the way it looks, and just her physique and everything just looks more hero-esque. And she does do that. She just kind of like launches off, and on foot, runs after the truck,
keeping up with the truck too.
I mean,
she's falling behind it, but not by much.
No. I mean, she just freaking like a dead sprint right out of there. Apparently, and does like an earth bending. I don't even know.
Epic fail because it does nothing. Dude. It's like
Like we look back
He
at
is speed bump.
we get the Korra, you know, she's struggling, you know. She does kind of progressively get better in this episode, actually, after fighting some of these guys. But in this moment, it was just kind of, what was she like trying to do? Was she like trying to,
I don't know,
jostle it or tip it? I don't know, but like, because it's just kind of like boom, and then like,
yeah, literally, like, it looked like the guy hit a speed bump. He's like,
I don't know, I don't know. Well, in any moment in bending, there's always like 100 different things they could have done that I always think of.
Yeah.
And they never do it, and it's like, okay, whatever. But it always works out anyway. But it's like, well, she attempted.
Call that writing.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
It all worked out. I thought it was pretty legit. But I mean, for this particular moment, though, it was like, we've seen Korra do some other moves here. Korra needs, you know what Korra needs. Okay, say what you're gonna say.
I was gonna say she could have made the ground into spikes would have been better. At least to pop the tires or something. She did. She just made an earth mound. That's all it did.
Yeah, you know, she could have done the earth prison thing and like
grabbed it.
She could have, you know, made an earth wall in front of the truck and it could have hit it, and she could have done anything.
Yeah, but both of those two kind of imply that it might have done some damage to Wu, possibly.
He's in a nice cushy thing of laundry.
Yeah.
He's all padded up. I guess that kind of brings us to the next thing, because, okay, so Asami and Mako make it to Korra. She jumps in the car. They drive up there, and they're getting ready to go out in the car, and the truck turns out an alley, and then the guy, like, while they're driving, puts the earth wall up. Like, he looks out the passenger seat, and he's like, whoosh, he lifts this huge wall up. Like, this guy's better than Korra right now.
Yeah.
And then, like,
especially considering in the next shot,
she doesn't even do anything.
No, they pull up, and she's like, whoa!
Whoa! Go! I don't know. Jump out, punch a hole through the earth wall, do something.
Yeah.
Make an earth ramp, jump it. I don't know. Do anything you've done in previous seasons.
Yeah.
Like this was impossible. I don't know. It was like, nope, we can't. She was after that first earthbending fail. She was like, I don't want to try earthbending again.
I don't trust that one.
I'm not too sure about that one. Sami drives on. Kind of takes an alternate route of some of these highways.
Yeah.
That they had recently built. Asami had recently built. She even says so. That she built some of these streets. And Korra's like, they just get up on top, and Korra's just like, nah. I don't like. Maybe because she was like sucking so bad, she's like, I'm just gonna jump in there.
Yeah.
I don't care. Might as well do it now. I mean, it's a cool scene. It's a really cool scene. She jumps down, air bends down on top of this thing, metal bends the top open. Again, why didn't she metal bend the truck?
Yeah, I don't know.
Why earth bend it?
Maybe she's not good at remote bending yet for metal.
Maybe.
Although again, we've come up with the train, and she's deflecting all those.
Yeah, like a pro.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how.
I don't know. Writing. I'm gonna go with writing on that one too. It's there's a lot of things that like don't mesh well.
We know that Korra is not herself.
Yeah.
And I guess that could be used as an explanation as to why she's kind of just not. Like, at some point she's really good. At some point she's like, wait, what are you doing? No, stop. So I don't know. Because, like, as of season 3, like, she was awesome. Like, her bending was, like, pretty phenomenal, I think. She could fight pretty much anybody. So, Korra looks in the truck. Nobody's in there except the driver. She jumps down in there. Like, air pulls
Sucks
the guy
him out.
out.
Yeah, with some kind of air bind. I don't know what it was. It was weird. It was cool looking.
Actually, we've seen it done
Yeah.
with Aang's done it. Tenzin's done it. So Korra, like, jumps in, slams on the brakes, jumps out, pulls the guy out of there. Mako comes up. Here, Mako, you gotta do something this episode.
Yeah. Here, have a non-effectual interrogation. It has no point. He has no point in this episode.
I mean, like, season 2, we had, like, Korra, like, with a guy, like, had a guy in Naga's mouth.
Yeah.
She got answers. Here, she's like, here you go, Mako. I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
No.
He like slams up against the metal track once, and we're kind of like, yeah, you're not getting any.
He gets crazy face. Oh, hail the great uniter.
Yeah, like maniacally laughing. It's like, what the?
I don't. I don't know why the people are so crazy. Like, Kuvira, I mean, she's gotten the job done, but like, I didn't know her supporters were like, you know, the freaking Joker supporters. I didn't know. Like, I didn't understand that at all. Like, so she's got crazy people following her now. Like, maybe she will turn crazy, and
she will turn crazy.
She will be like, I mean, like Azula.
Azula crazy. Okay, I was gonna say she's crazy now.
So
they're not getting any information from that guy.
They're throwing a police card. All points bulletin, all that stuff that doesn't matter, and then
Mako again doing something that doesn't help at all.
Yeah, they're not going to help the immediate situation at all. And then they're like, "Oh man, he could be anywhere by now, huh? How are we gonna do this?" Okay, so this part's actually legit.
Yeah, this one is
because this happened in the last series. It happened in a couple episodes ago. This is a legit way to do it. I've been thinking more about the spirit mines. It's actually very similar to what Jinora does.
Yeah, in a way.
But it's more like, I think I made this reference before, but I never actually put it in video. What Jinora does is more like Wi-Fi. It's like she's picking up a signal, but she has to like really concentrate and like really send the signal out further and like pick it up. This is like more like a hard line. It's like I can touch the thing. I don't need a lot of meditative. It happens real fast. I can just search real quick, the energy, boom, find it, and now I know where you are. It's like it's a lot quicker. But it's essentially the same exact thing, more or less. Except she's not projecting her spirit in another area. It's actually better. It's a lot better.
Yeah, a lot faster.
A lot faster, better. And if she can do what she did later on, just touch
the ground,
then
do it.
I mean, if the spirit mines travel everywhere over the whole world, like Toph said, and she could just touch the ground anywhere she is, and she essentially can find anybody anywhere.
Which really makes it so she can see anything, and I don't know, there's like no mystery where anyone is.
She touches the vine, kind of like real quick, finds Wu. Oh, they're headed to the train station, which actually makes perfect sense. I don't know why they wouldn't have.
I've gone to that one first. She has a giant metal moving train.
Yeah, I don't
get that at all, but whatever.
Whatever. But now we know. They're headed to the train station. Well, Korra knows.
Yeah.
And it's cool, they trust Korra. They're like, okay, yeah, let's go. I'll explain it on the way. So they jump in the car and drive away.
And then we go back to to Bolin and Varric. They're captured by these, discount Mako and Korra.
I think
we actually get two very useful bits of information from these people. We get the fact that Kuvira is apparently purging all non-Earth Kingdom citizens from within the Earth Kingdom, which is Hitler, yeah.
And season pre-original series villains.
Yeah.
I mean, actually, Kuvira is those villains,
Yeah,
the warlord villain.
She's a mix of Ozai and Sozin. She really is.
Maybe that's why they like her so much.
Maybe
it's kind of a
callback to.
It's a callback to those villains, and you're getting the progression of it. Yeah. Whereas we didn't get the progression of Ozai.
And she's a female,
which is a great. I like that because Korra's the first, as far as we've seen, first female avatar to have her own show, and it's cool that she has a female villain to kind of butt heads with.
Oh, and then the wall was the other thing.
The wall.
God. Apparently, Kuvira has somehow, again, without the notice of anyone else who governs the country at all.
Nobody cares.
Apparently, nobody cares. She is Hitler. Like, everybody's appeasing her. Because she was able to make an entire wall, according to the guy, I'm not even going to pretend to know what his name is. The Batas, or Bata.
Discount Mako.
I
just said Discount
Mako. Just according to Discount Mako, there's a wall all around the Earth Kingdom with checkpoints all along the way, which somehow she was able to do, again, without anybody making any kind of comments on. We brought this up in like every video that we've done on this, every single one of them, that there's some kind of issue with the world leaders, but these guys are just morons now.
I mean, like we said, we blame Sue the most, and she got it.
Yeah,
she got her comeuppance. She got what she didn't do anything, and this is what happened, and now she's captured, and she has to see her city being taken over by Kuvira. So she got what she deserved. Raiko?
And the rest of the leaders are kind of just, I mean, they're like a step below Sue in responsibility at this point now.
I don't want to, I don't want to, accuse Tenzin, because I mean, Tenzin to me is, such a good character.
Yeah.
He generally wants the best for everybody. And we kind of already, we kind of
excused him to some extent, but even if she actually is doing this, even he should have had to take up some issue on that. This is one of the points that you're like, okay, Tenzin's he shares a little bit of the fault as the rest of the world leaders do.
But to be fair, he was the only one that actually kind of did something.
Yeah, he's kind of like, hey,
he sent his kids after Korra. They found her because
you know what? This isn't good. This isn't good anymore.
Yeah, and then now and then at the beginning of this episode, he said we all have to work together, which is right. We all have to work together,
and then we just leave him alone.
I guess maybe he had to go and do.
He had to go talk to the other leaders about how stupid we are.
You guys think we should do something about
it? Maybe we should have probably.
Nah.
Like I swear, we're next time we see Raiko, he's going to be doing some kind of press conference or something. He's going to be doing something not important. I guarantee you.
Kissing babies.
Yeah. Something like that.
Something that makes him look cool.
Yeah. Get his poll numbers up.
Poll number, yeah. His approval rating.
Ugh.
Gotta get that approval rating real high. So, yeah, those two things are
brought up by the prisoners of these re-education camps.
Yeah. You guys are in the re-education camp? Or why is, call it what it is, a prison.
Yeah.
I wanted to see one of these things.
I kind of did, too.
Yeah. But maybe it might be too harsh to show.
Well, yeah.
It should be too harsh to show, actually.
And these, the prisoners finally tell them what they plan to do with them, which is basically use them to get past a checkpoint in the wall.
Yeah.
And, Bolin ain't gonna have none of that.
Bolin doesn't need to.
Yeah.
He's a freaking lava bender. He doesn't answer to no one.
Which, by the way, that's one of the points I actually wrote down. I love lava bending.
Yeah.
It has surpassed all other bendings. It's my favorite form of bending. Mostly because if it were actually, not in a kid's show, it would be horrifically powerful.
Yeah.
And if the science worked anything like it does in our world, which we've already proven in Korra's world, it do not.
No. It does not. It
really do not. It do not.
It can't.
It can't.
Because if it does, people would be dead all over the place.
Yeah, if he lava bent and was standing as close as he was to burn off his ropes, he'd have been burned into fire. Actually, everyone in there would have been burst into fire by that little pool of lava he burned.
It's just a little bit colder than what it...
Yeah, it's a cool... It's a cool lava.
It's a warm lava. It's a lukewarm lava. It's not real hot. It's a little unpleasant. You don't want to get hit there.
You don't want to get stuck in a pool of it, that's for sure.
They've got to show somebody get engulfed or something.
Lava.
Just do it. They got to do it. It's the last season.
I mean, they convinced them that they have to go to the checkpoint. That's...
Yeah, they say, we have to work together.
Yeah.
I
like his reasoning. The guy's at least smart. The discount Mako. Yeah. He's like, yeah, well, if he wanted us, or if he actually didn't, or wanted to, finish us off, we'd have been dead already.
Mm-hmm.
The guy's a lava bender.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
100% agree with his logic on that particular point.
That's probably the last bit of logic.
Logic that fits into this entire episode.
For the most part, yeah.
Yeah. And then we have an unbelievably short scene next.
I guess you could say it.
Yeah, we go back to the car, and they ask the question of, how did you even know how to do that vine thing? And she explains that she learned it from Toph, and she makes a comment about Toph being crankier and
more a crankier, more miserable version of Lin. Is that even possible? You'd be surprised. So let me go back to the actual checkpoint.
Yeah. Which we have a few problems with this too.
Okay, first, I'm actually going to mention this first because this is the first thing that should have come up. He's a lava bender. He's an earth bender. He can dig a hole, and they can go underneath.
I was just about to say,
you don't
have to even go to the checkpoint.
Yeah, you can go someplace else that has no guards at all and go underneath. Unless they have, I There's nothing you could do
No.
about that.
Unless they're seismic sensing, in which case they know you're there, but that's not really going to help them.
They're not seismic sensing. They're not, because they'd have to stomp.
Yeah.
Every once in a while. They don't have any machines. I didn't see any computer screens or any kind of. They don't have that kind of technology yet. They don't even have like.
There's several solutions, and that's like a peaceful one. Like I could come up with like several. You just hit them with lava real quick. You get through that checkpoint.
Yeah. We know that Bolin's not going to outright murder people.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, it would be an easy win.
This was a very stupid
plan
scenario, actually, because it didn't work out.
It did not. It didn't
even make sense for what he said previous. He's like, if they recognize our faces, we're goners.
Yeah.
So you're going to walk through anyway? Like, what are you doing?
I mean, I realize apparently that's the only plan they could come up with, apparently. I'm going to assume that was the,
because he said that's the only way we can get through.
Yeah.
But that's not true.
You could dig under the ground, as we just mentioned. You could
go over it.
You
build a freaking ramp up. I mean, it's probably an electric fence, but still, you can build earth over it.
Yeah.
You don't have to. You could damage the wall, probably.
Yeah. Well, he's a lava bender. He's going to go through that metal wall.
Yeah. I mean, because the lava did hit that
wall.
Gate.
It
didn't really do anything to it,
which is weird, but I
guess
lava is different than in that. Well, we already know lava is different in that. And again, science doesn't work in that world. Science do not work.
Throw science out the window. Whatever you learned in school, whatever you know, forget it when you're watching an Avatar. Yeah. I mean, I guess you could say the lava hit the wall and then maybe it melted through over time. It didn't really show it. It just kind of showed it. It did show it stuck to the metal, though, so it was kind of in it, I guess. Well, it's lava bending. It's lava bending.
Now, I guess before we get into another dragon or rabbit hole, let's go back to the actual thing. What actually happens? They get to the checkpoint. Bolin tries to talk his way through it, and then he starts talking to the guard there, and this has got to be like the only guard in actual history of any kind of show or series to actually do his job, because he's like asking for all the paperwork. He's like, yeah, but this is my actually doing his job.
Yeah,
that's unheard of in the guard. Guards can't do their job. Guards can't. Nobody makes it anywhere if the guard does his job.
Well, he was like a little bit better. He was a little bit cooler because he had the Batar Jr. haircut.
He did, yeah. So after Bolin talks with this guard and gets nowhere, we see Varric come in and just basically intimidate the guy into.
I feel like he was actually being truthful, though.
He obviously was like,
as far
a
as
lot of his aggression and like his frustration with his own personal situation into that lie.
The first part was obviously bogus.
Yeah.
The second part, though, I think was true. The part where he had said like he had blisters on his feet.
Yeah.
Like what was it? I have blisters on my feet the size of cantaloupes and twice as juicy. And the guard behind the other gun's like, oh no! I did not want to know that at all. I did not need that image. That's terrible.
But for some reason, Varric's intimidation thing works. Sort of.
It always works.
Yeah. And they open up the gates and they're walking through, and then we run into yet another problem we have with this particular episode.
Let's review. In the last episode, what happened? Oh, we got Varric and Bolin on the train. They had this really elaborate scene that takes up all of, or most of, Varric's and Bolin's storyline in that episode.
Yeah.
Building a bomb. It's very smart. It's very ingenious. He builds a freaking bomb. He blows up the train. He gets everybody out of there. Oh, they must be dead. That guy was crazy. Blah, blah, blah. Talking to Kuvira. They're dead. Are you sure they're dead? Yes.
No way they could have gotten out of that.
Yeah. No way they could have gotten out of that. And then they're walking through.
And they have wanted posters of these guys who have been captured for at best 4 days, at best. I don't understand. Even the logistics of that don't make any sense.
When Azula was searching or trying to capture Aang, and they were in the tanks.
Yeah.
And it was like, she thought of everything. Remember that? Like, she freaking stopped, turned around, and looked at the trees and saw they were broken. She's like nothing, like, she freaking thought of everything. What the point I'm trying to make is, if Kuvira is a lot like Azula, she thinks of everything. So even though Botara's like, they're dead, she's like, put some wanted posters out, just in case. So if they do get seen, if they are seen, then
but they had like mug shots. When did they take mug shots of them?
Yeah, that's true. Actually, what the heck?
I mean, I guess they could have taken it whenever they took him out to do the thing as Julie. I guess they could have taken him then. Well, I'm going to say they took him then, because that's the only time I can think of as when they would have even been able to do that.
But why would they
bother to do it when they had him captured? Yeah, that's my point. None of this makes sense.
It's almost like they were going to have a different scenario happen.
Yeah.
Or they really needed them to get caught.
Yeah, they needed the fight to happen. That's what really needed to happen.
Actually, that doesn't... They could do it different ways. They don't have to do it this way.
No,
that doesn't make sense.
Just have the intimidation thing not happen. Like, it didn't work, and they're...
Yeah.
You could have had them fight that way, because that whole scene is kind of stupid.
The whole thing is stupid.
Yeah.
I mean, we got a couple different things out of this whole scenario. This, I guess you want to call it the B plot.
Yeah.
But we could have gotten that information in different ways. We didn't have to get it this way. Don't get me wrong. I loved the fighting. I loved all the stuff.
The fight was a very fun fight, and with Barrick, well, we'll get to that in there in a second. But
right. but like this was just like blatantly stupid.
Yeah.
If you can get past that blatant stupid
writing error,
I don't know who did that. I don't know who did that. I'm afraid to say that Mike wrote this one. I think he did, though. I love it when he writes. He's a great writer. I like both of them writing. I don't know like who shared what parts when they did like the season 1. They did a few episodes of the original series as well, and some of season 2 and 3 of Korra. But like I really like it when he does a lot more of the writing, and I like when he writes. His stuff's good. But this was definitely something that should have been in their notes. It should have been looked at.
Yeah.
I don't understand. Unless he just thought he could put it in there, then they get caught, and no one will really notice. But I'm gonna say no, because that's just like, again, the whole thing is stupid. But we've run into too many problems like that.
Yeah. In this episode alone, there's been too many of those problems.
Yeah. It's like they should have done this, and they don't do it.
Yeah.
They have bending abilities. Why don't they do these things? This actually whole episode was chock full of that because of things with Korra, like why didn't she break through the wall? Why didn't she do that? And then on the other side of it, how can she suddenly do this? How can she suddenly do that? How can they suddenly do this thing? It's like we have Varric's thing that makes sense. Varric coming up with the EMP.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a stretch, but we know that Varric is
he's smart.
He's smart.
He's MacGyver in this episode. He really is.
He's definitely MacGyver in this episode as far as this particular scene goes. But we already know he's capable of doing these types of things.
Yeah.
But with limited resources, it was like he peeked through the window. Aha! I can do that. I can make a thing that's never been invented before.
Yeah.
I'm assuming because we've never seen an EMP.
No. Actually, I did want to mention that we actually get to see the mechs actually put up actual fights in this, and they're like literally very difficult to fight.
Yeah, you can stick a non-bender in these things, and they have a lot of them.
Yeah.
They have a lot of them, and they're legit. Like, I don't know how expensive they were to make, but crap, man, these are like.
She has a ton of. She has.
I wonder if the ones that he tried are going to be able to be repaired.
I don't know. Yeah.
It's possible that they might have to replace all the components and things, which could be expensive. But it's worth it though because you can take on
multiple benders at one time.
Multiple benders and average to above average benders. I mean, I would count Bowen as an above average.
Yeah.
Even without lava bending, he was still above average.
Yeah.
He was still very talented at bending.
I would have to say he was barely above average beforehand.
In book 2, he took out all those guys that were going to kidnap the president. On his own.
Yeah.
Took them out. So I say he's pretty legit. But now with lava bending, he's even more deadly.
Yeah.
Well, deadly. I should say that because he doesn't actually.
He's a lot more powerful. He certainly has the potential to be very deadly, but
he makes a lava pool.
Yeah.
Opens up this big area, and then the thing just.
Yeah, the mech was like, lava,
jumps.
We get to see the mechs just literally too much for.
Yeah.
It's too much for Mr. Incredible. Really, it's like Bolin cannot take these things out.
No.
He can't even hit it with the lava, which is really his only chance. Which I kind of liked seeing him use his lava because it was very slow and tedious. Like he hasn't mastered it really. He's still doing like the the old Avatar things where he's like stomping his foot. He's like making very elaborate martial arts movements to do this lava.
He is better at it, definitely.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I wouldn't say he's not Gazan good.
No.
So.
And he's also not as ruthless as Gazan. If he was as ruthless as Gazan, he might have had a better chance against those mechs. But
yeah.
But the mechs are really show a true, the true what we were talking about. I don't know. We've probably mentioned it in one of the videos that the technology is really making the bending very much obsolete. Like these mechs are already like better than some of the best benders out there.
Yeah, it's quite frightening, and I really want that. I actually want that to be a big situation. That's another reason why I want another Avatar series, because I think that will be the situation where it's like where does the balance come in?
Because at some point, even the Avatar is pushed out by technology. I mean,
and
yeah,
Kabir has already kind of said as much.
Yeah,
actually. So that definitely is an issue, and it will always, as it progresses, it will always be an issue. But we got to see firsthand kind of how mechs kind of replace vendors.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like putting guns in the hands of,
farmer. It
farmer.
takes away everything that a knight ever worked for.
Yeah, everything. The whole life of training and everything, and it's just, nope, we got the technology to take you down. And
of course, it's nice to have somebody like Varric on your hands who can take a table leg, a wire wrap, or a coil of wire, and a generator and make a bomb, or an EMP bomb.
EMP. We have an EMP now, though. That's the biggest thing, and
which might be the worst thing that could happen to Kuvira's army.
Varric has to develop that further.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
He just made it out of a piece of whatever.
Literally a chair leg or table leg.
I mean, I don't know. I'm not a
scientist.
Maybe a freaking table leg and a wire strapped to a freaking generator.
He formed an EMP with a pulse big enough to wipe out all those mechs that were pretty far away from the actual initial pulse.
I hope this works.
Yeah, I hope this works. Like, is there any doubt?
Yeah, it's like the writers were like, we have to make it work. All right, yeah, let's get out of here.
Varric's all ready to leave the, I'm just gonna call them
fugitives.
The fugitives.
It's in his nature. He's not. Yeah. He's still not used to the fact that he has morals now.
Yeah, he's not used to that whole soul thing. He's just gonna leave him, and of course Bolin is not going to. And we have the hero music come up in the background.
It's kind of Bolin's music a little bit.
Yeah.
I like he uses lava bending. I like what he says after. It's
yeah.
Yeah. You didn't have to come back, and he's like, yeah, I did.
Yeah, I kind of really did.
And I took that as,
it is his nature.
He's a hero. Yeah.
That is probably the best thing about Bolin. He has probably one of the most pure hearts on the show.
Yeah, it was kind of a fault as far as when he was on Kuvira's side, because Kuvira knew how to play that part really well.
We finally get to the train stations.
We're never gonna. Okay, yeah. So they're back at the train station. They're kind of just looking around. They can't find Wu. I mean, come on. I know we should probably use that
whole sense God, they did this so many times in this episode with like little things that don't like. Why didn't you do that to begin with?
Soon as you walked in. Why are you doing that every 20 feet?
Yeah.
Yep. No, he's going this way. Like when you play a video game and you have a motion sensor.
Yeah, everyone uses that.
And it pulses.
Yeah.
Every few, because you need to know where the person is.
Yeah.
The same.
But for some reason, they actually look with their eyes for a while.
I guess they forget.
Yeah.
The only thing I can think of is that Korra was not aware that she could do it right there.
Yeah.
But then she tried it because
Yeah.
she's like, because after that when they go into the train and Mako's yelling at her because Mako's an idiot in this episode.
Episode really is Mako. It's not Mako's episode. Like
Mako was just still really hurt that Korra didn't write.
Yeah, I guess.
So he just was really angry.
It affected everything about his character.
Yeah. Logic, everything. I mean,
but anyway, she touches the train station floor.
Looks like a
platform.
A platform, like a earth or a
stone
platform.
And knows where Wu is.
These vines said in like the 3rd episode. They travel everywhere. She sees everything. You can see everything. They're all over the world.
But anyway, they find him on this train. And
yeah, they get there in nick of time, too. Oh! You didn't notice this, did you?
What's that? Oh, that the train was taking off as soon as...
No.
Oh.
Right before that, and I'm assuming this is the train that was taken off, because they said, next train to Omashu.
Oh.
Train to Omashu. Why would a train from Republic City be headed to Omashu if it's taken over by Kugura?
Yeah, that's another good point. Why is anything going into the Earth Kingdom if she just usurped all of... Like, literally, shouldn't she be blockaded off from the rest of the world?
Well, nobody knows what's going on.
She did it right in front of the world leaders!
I know, I'm kidding.
I know.
It's stupid.
It is just whatever, but...
I mean, unless Omashu's not taken over...
Which it is, because we've already established she's gotten 100% of it now.
Maybe Omashu like separated themselves from the Earth Kingdom.
So she has Omashu.
Yeah. And that little bit of...
Yeah.
I'm just going to say that for some reason, transport was not affected.
Yeah, but
trains are still going
perfectly fine to go into a state where turmoil is going on and she's possibly completed, or she's literally completed.
I'm going to say that these camps are not common knowledge.
I'm going to say that the world leaders are idiots.
Yeah, I'll say that. We've been saying that.
Yeah. They get onto the train, and for only reason I can think of is plot convenience that the bad guys hear about it, Mako insists on having one of the dumbest arguments they could possibly had in the loudest tone possible with Korra about how he's supposed to trust her sense. Like, why are you arguing this?
Yeah, for now, like, why are you arguing about it now? The argument is funny, though, to me, because it's like, they do bring up 2 points that are kind of legit, like whose fault it really is. Yeah, I think what you said was probably true, that it was just so that the bad guys could overhear it.
Yeah, honestly, it kind of seems like it.
The argument is legit in the aspect of these two characters have history and nothing is really going...
Yeah.
It's like they all have separate lives. They all have these jobs. They've not really been involved. I don't know why Mako and Asami haven't really been...
Yeah, well, they seem like they're
connected.
in better training. They're more meshed because they've talked a couple times already through this season, but like that first was the first episode. I think it was the first episode where they were both standing there. Yeah, it was after the press conference they were talking.
Well, but Asami was like, how have you been? We haven't been talking in a while. And it's like,
I mean, but they've had probably more. Actually, they probably had more contact than him and Bolin have really had, to be honest.
Yeah, it just showed that they're all growing up and they all have separate lives, and this is just them kind of adjusting. Essentially, back to when they were like teenagers, when they were kind of just like kids.
Really, it just seems like it's a tension thing between really just Mako and I think it's really honestly, Mako's still hurt about that letter. He's still hurt. He's a little upset about that.
I mean, without getting too much into the shipping aspect of the whole craziness, I personally do think that if they were going to do any endgame relationship, that Mako and Korra will be the endgame relationship.
Probably.
It was the one they were wanting in the beginning. Everybody shot it down. They broke them apart. I don't think they broke them apart because of that, but you could argue with that, I guess. Yeah. So for the end of it all, I guess that could be the endgame for those two characters. So it makes sense that they want to kind of keep that going.
Yeah, they saw this.
There's something still there.
Yeah.
And so,
I'm telling you, whatever is affecting Mako right now is affecting every aspect of his personality, though. It really is.
Every aspect.
Yeah. But, the giant treasure chest that completely or doesn't fit into the room anyway, it starts shaking. And Mako, in one of the only useful things he actually does in this entire episode, actually unlatches it and lets Wu out.
It's not even locked. He's just
like
opens it up. It's not even locked.
I know.
Like actually, when I first watched it, I was like expecting like somebody to do something like Korra to
metal bend the lock
up, but no, he just walks over there.
He just walks over and unlatches it, and
they're like, guys, Mago hasn't done anything in this episode. We gotta make him do something.
Dude,
He
he can
can
do something. He can let him free.
I guess you could also argue that like part of the tension is because he does care about Wu.
Yeah,
and this
is his job.
It's his job, but I think he also is kind of building a friendship with Wu.
Yeah,
even though he doesn't
strained.
Yeah, very strange friendship. I don't know. If you're around somebody for long, I guess you either become friends or you become enemies, one of the two. But I think he does.
And
care about him.
Of course, Wu wakes up, or he's already awake, and realizes he's. I guess he thinks he's dead. I don't know how he comes to that.
I don't understand.
What happens? Although the sleeper cells come walking in. Kuvira has sleeper cells apparently all over everywhere. Because, like, 4 guys just walk into the...
A lot of crap guys.
I know.
Every person who worked on the train and was on the train, I don't know.
Like, she has sleeper cells all throughout the world.
I'd be watching out for people who are wearing that Earth Empire green.
I know.
Because they're all wearing the same clothing. They're all,
They're not even very good sleeper cells.
No, they're not. The best one was the guy in the bathroom attendant.
Yeah.
And there was another one, too. I forgot who it was. To my understanding, they were all in on it.
Yeah.
They're all in on it. Nowhere safe. No.
But, these 2 guys come in, and, this is the part where she starts showing off some, like, unbelievable remote metal bending, actually, whenever the guy starts slinging those.
That was probably the one thing she actually kind of did do during the fight with Kuvira.
Yeah, a little bit. A little bit.
She did. Well, actually, she did some air bending.
Yeah.
But I think this was metal bending. I think this was like metal bending, deflecting the metal pieces. Korra needs to learn that, by the way.
Yeah.
She needs to get those metal strips, the backpack thing that Kuvira has, and start using some, I don't know, metal bending. Something. Like, she doesn't, what does she even do? Like, I guess fire bending.
She does a lot of fire bending.
And air bending are like her 2 like main things she could probably do at all times, no matter where she is. But like, if I were her, I'd be carrying that staff around as a weapon. Yeah. Or actually, she should have a wingsuit. Actually, she really should, because she's an airbender, and that's like extremely useful.
Yeah,
the wingsuit is extremely. She can even get like a cool like
blue
one.
It's blue.
Want to try a blue one? I mean, they just seem like necessary now. Yeah. Before it was like, oh, you can carry this huge staff around, or you can have a wingsuit on and you're super streamlined. You can fly whenever the crap you want. I'll take that. Just don't get it cut. But yeah, what I'm trying to get at is Korra never really has the stuff that she really needs. She just kind of like is in the moment.
Yeah, she's kind of reverse Batman. She does not have anything that she needs.
She's too cool.
Yeah,
she's gotta have something. Like, seriously, she doesn't even carry a water pouch.
No,
what the heck?
Like, she doesn't waterbend like ever anymore.
Firebender. I mean, I guess you could say like, okay, if you're a firebender, why would you need to really waterbend all the time? If you're gonna attack, firebend.
I guess, yeah.
I mean, actually, airbending is like the most powerful one. Really, I mean, except for maybe like in some cases with earthbending, but airbending you can pretty much pick someone up, fling them. You can do a lot of stuff with airbending. So you can fly with airbending. I mean, it's very versatile. It's very do a lot with it, and we just don't see her really do anything with any one particular type of bending.
She kind of just slings out whatever feels natural to her. That's really what she does.
So they get Wu. They decide to kind of just go up on top of the train. Korra just like opens
rips open the ceiling.
She's definitely a better metal bender.
Yeah.
I think we've established she's a better metal bender than she was when she first started 3 years ago. She jumps up in there. Wu's like, I'm not going up there. I kind of like this moment because it was kind of like we kind of see Korra
a little bit more like what she was like. She like her like she just immediately loses all like she just becomes angry face. So like, what? Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
You see Wu just. I'm glad she's really good at aiming.
Because otherwise she goes off the train.
Well, took care of that.
Like problem. It's a good thing that they were going on a straightaway, because if they were curving at that point.
Oh crap. That would have been terrible.
And horrifying for Wu.
Horrifying for Korra, too. Well, I don't know what to say. He
Just
fell to his
threw,
death.
I threw Wu off to his death.
Yeah.
Now Kuvira can't even use him.
I still don't know why.
Why Kuvira wants him.
I know, like, before you said one of your predictions was that she was going to use him.
Yeah,
but that was shot out the window.
That was completely shot out when she just took it.
Yeah. So, kidnapping, I
don't get why she did it, but...
Unless you're trying to foreshadow that he's still...
Important
or a threat if he does decide to suddenly
become a man.
Over. Even if he had like an army backing him and trying to get him on the throne, which I guess that's what they would do.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody in Republic City would be working toward that. Well, Raikou is on Wu's side.
Supposedly.
He supported him, so he wanted Wu on the throne. So, whatever. But
then we get on
a pretty cool
fight scene.
Got a pretty cool little fight scene here. We got Asami. It's short, but it's awesome. It's like just this little roll, and just bam, like freaking.
Palm
just
smacks him with
palm
the lightning.
smacks Iron Man, just like bam, and like the timing of it, the sound was like looked painful.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I've never known anybody to like. It's not an electric glove anymore, man. This is like a freaking like. I don't even know. It's like a pulse force push. Either she just hit him really hard and he flew backward. But I don't think so. Like,
well, you hit somebody in the right spot, you could tackle him like that.
I mean, well, obviously, yeah, Asami could fight.
Although, to be fair, she did more than Mako ever did.
Like Mako, like gets kicked and like falls over for a while.
Yeah. Well, he gets whipped by the chain of metal and just like lifted up off his feet, and he does nothing for the entire fight scene
Till the very end. He, like,
this is the guy who took out one of the Red Lotus members by himself.
Hanging out with
He's
Wu.
the only one who took out a Red Lotus member by himself.
Wu has bought him too many smoothies.
I guess
he's lost a step.
They're like, we can't have him fight in this. He can't fight.
I said this.
Yeah,
I said, the whole, people. For some reason, actually, it's more with Korra. Korra got her butt kicked in the last episode, so they kind of wanted to give her a little bit more of a.
She can still handle pukes. She's not Kuvira.
Yeah,
and actually, she handled Kuvira. She just, psychoses herself out.
Yeah.
And it's probably one of the more realistic fights too, because she didn't beat her way out of it either.
No.
She fought them off long enough to get out of there. Once they started trying to crush them or kill them, I don't know what they were. I
think they're trying to show that she's fighting smarter.
Yeah.
Which was the complete opposite.
Yeah.
She would just use her muscle and and she wouldn't even do anything. Just fight her way through, and she would win. But it was kind of ridiculous. Yeah. So this is they kind of get them in this position where they're kind of trapped. They're kind of peeling the metal roof off the train.
Sardine them or something inside the can. I'm not sure what they're trying to do.
Somehow not kill Wu in the process.
Because if they wanted Wu dead, they had plenty of time to do it.
Why would they try to go through all the trouble to capture him and then smash him between two metal pieces with everybody else? I just can't think of why they would do this. I really don't.
But anyway, that's what they're going to do.
So Korra, she just kind of balls her one up in a big bubble of air and just jumps.
Yeah.
And it works.
Yep.
Yeah. They fall. Nice cushy landing. They don't die. So
yeah. It's a better landing than most. Yeah.
And I kind of like it though, because like you were saying, it's much more realistic.
Yeah.
It felt very realistic. It was just kind of they can't really do anything. I mean, I guess they could probably jump off the train and come after them, but plus they also had to wrap up the episode.
Yeah, getting kind of close to the end of the episode.
Still really trying to figure out the whole point of
capturing
everything. I mean, it was like they couldn't just have an episode where it was just them talking and reminiscing, and it's like they had to have some type of conflict, but the conflict didn't make any sense.
Yeah.
And Wu's like, "Oh, Mako, thank you," and then he's like, "Oh, you should thank Korra."
She's we get a big round of happy going on.
Yeah, it's like, "Here's some happy, if I yell for you."
Yeah.
It's like, except for Korra, man. Korra just kind
of just takes it. Yeah, I did that.
Korra just.
She doesn't give anything back to Mako, because Mako didn't do anything in this.
No, Mako sucks.
Mako didn't get any praise.
Mako, it was kind of like a.
It was a group hug.
Yeah,
but Mako didn't get any praise out of it because he didn't do anything this entire episode.
He didn't.
isn't that?
But he points it out too. He's like, well, you should thank Korra.
Yeah, I didn't do anything.
I didn't do anything.
I got taken out by a punk.
I like the scene where Wu's asking Korra out as as a reward.
Yeah. I forgot about that one.
I'll take you out sometime. You're asking me out right now. I'll put you down for a maybe. How about a never?
Yeah.
That was a great line. I really liked that a lot. It just felt like something that Korra would say. But at the same time, I'm like, and it goes with what you were saying too with the group hug, and then Wu tries to join in, and then Korra's just like, it's a funny scene.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, I feel bad for Wu. It's like, because Wu is such a nice person. Yeah, he's an idiot, and they had to go through all this crap to get him back and everything. But it's like, after all this,
he's not accepted. Not really. He has. I mean, they have to protect him.
He's not part of the. He's not part of
Avatar.
He's not part of the Team Avatar.
No, Korra's asking what we're gonna do with this guy, and they need a hiding spot for him.
I need a cushy safe house to lay low for a while.
I like how he stipulates it has to be cushy.
Yeah, that's possible. It can't be a chest.
Just some cabin in the woods or something with two idiots or different episode.
That would be awesome. That'd be hilarious. Oh gosh,
we get a spin-off on that. No.
That Jelly Baby and Korra and Toph in the swamp.
Yep,
those 3 spin-offs need to happen. So yeah, they take him to
Sami's
house. Yeah. It's I think it's about as big as Air Temple Island's temple.
Not big at all.
Could probably house several families.
At least one family.
At least one very large family. To be fair.
Yeah, to be fair, it's a large family.
Very large family.
This is a funny scene too, actually.
This is so ridiculous. I mean, I don't understand. Okay, I like the grandma. She's funny because of her obsession. But it's like everything fades away.
Like everything fades out. He's glowing.
It's her point of view, and she's reaching out. I think he takes her hand, kisses it.
Yeah, and then she literally passes out.
You gotta love some of the reactions. Korra's just like what? What the heck? That's pretty much it, right?
That's pretty much happened. Yeah, because he walks off talking about his bladder.
Yeah, he has to pee.
Yeah,
again, apparently,
or still.
Oh yeah, still, yeah. He's been holding it all day. he never got to go. That's not right, man.
That's torture right there.
That was the true torture.
Yeah.
So, I guess the conclusion to Bolin, Varric, and the fugitives.
Yeah.
Right. This is a pretty short scene, but I think the thing that stands out the most is what Bolin says. Pretty much the beginning of the scene. He's like, it might not be much coming from a guy wearing a uniform like this, or wearing this uniform, but I'm sorry for what happened to you with Kavir and everything. And the guys, appreciate that.
Yeah.
And I think it was a really good scene. I really liked a lot. It was kind of like
it felt good. It was a good feeling scene.
Yeah, it was like, Bolin's a good guy. These are good guys. We gotta work together, man.
Yeah.
But Varric,
he's knocking on both. His narcissism yet again shining.
I'm allergic to drowning.
Yeah.
It's so good. Oh gosh, it's perfect. But then it kind of Bolin's like, you don't really have a choice.
Yeah.
We need to go.
He elbows him. He doesn't even. It's not like a nudge. He literally
Yeah.
He actually hey.
We need to go.
Stupid. Stop.
We have to go to Republic City. We got to get the crap out of here. Let's get on this boat and go. We need to get across water. So, yeah. So it's good to know that I don't think they're gonna run into any more trouble.
Probably not. They'll probably make it. I'm gonna assume they're gonna make it.
So they get on the boat and it ends there.
Yep. Then we get to the last scene of the show,
which is
Batar Jr. tapping some kind of detector. It looks like an electric detector, but it's apparently a spirit energy detector.
Into
the Banyan Grove tree.
If they can convert spiritual energy into
super weapons. Why not?
Substitute
I don't actually.
electricity. So
Yeah, I actually don't or have anything against that particular thing. But then Vera's standing there. She's like, perfect. As they're talking about how this is an even more powerful source than what they found in Public City. Talking, of course, about the Banyan Grove tree.
Discount James Cameron's Avatar.
Yeah.
I guess the biggest. It's crazy, and we kind of saw this coming. Well, actually, no, you kind of thought.
I thought they were going to go to Republic City before going to the swamp, but I was wrong about that. I was actually. But yeah, she has her men just chainsawing away at the Banyan Grove tree.
Don't know if they're going to just completely dismember the whole tree or just cut out pieces of it. If this thing is living, if it's a living entity, well,
which we've actually kind of seen that it already is to some extent.
You would think it would kind of attack.
I think so.
But I wonder why the vines. Well, actually, no, the vines do move.
Yeah, they move on their own. That's
in the swamp and in Republic City.
Yeah.
Or when Korra tried to firebend them that one time, and then they kind of grew back, and then she tried to spirit energy them away, and they came back even more, and it was like crazy. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if the vines are going to come and attack these guys. I guess that's kind of
that's kind of the
theory
territory.
But yeah, it basically just cuts away, showing the ships
all around the Banyan Grove tree.
Which,
I mean,
yeah, that's pretty much it.
That's it. That's the entire episode.
The next episode is called Remembrances. We really want to talk about a clip.
Yeah.
Which is Wu getting some, or attempting to get some
yeah, if you can call it
training. Something, anything.
Yeah.
I mean, but he took the initiative.
He did take the initiative. That's
a
kind of a good sign.
We've seen characters like get whipped into shape in like one episode before, so I guess it could happen in this episode. Maybe.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen with him. I don't think his strength is going to come from his physical strength.
I hope it doesn't. Yeah, I agree. I hope he does learn some stuff, like maybe to use a weapon or
at
evade.
Least, at least get out of there.
At least sense danger.
Yeah.
If anything.
Do not take spritzes of cologne from that weird bathroom attendant guys.
I hope he never does that again. That'd be really stupid. I would learn from that situation really quick. But basically, it's just Mako and Wu kind of just
getting ready to spar.
Getting ready, and he kind of like
he telegraphs it. He's like inching as close as he can. He's like, it's not even a real fight. Like Mako, I don't even think that was a hard hit. I'll bet you Mako didn't even throw a punch. To be honest,
he kind of put his arm forward
and kind of touched him a little bit.
And Mako and Wu was like
topples
and like flips over.
He's like holding his stomach.
I wasn't ready or something. Wu
down.
Yeah. And pretty much that's like the grandma comes in, don't hurt him.
Yeah.
Crazy my little baby.
And offers him some basically some milk and cookies. It's not milk and cookies.
Some weird lemonade or something. Yeah, like some berry lemonade or something. And
Mako's like, you even realize how pathetic you are? Like, literally, your catchphrase is woo down.
Woo down, yeah. It's like... that might be one of the best lines.
It might be,
from Mako, I think.
And you kind of get a slight character building moment in Wu. He realizes he doesn't know anything about Mako. He actually doesn't know anything about this guy he's supposedly very close to.
Yeah. It's like... Yeah, he pretty much just says, like, why don't I know
anything about you?
What? And he's like, you never ask. He's always talking about himself or talking about whatever, It's like, he doesn't really, I mean, this stuff has been established day one with Wu. He's very self-centered.
Yeah.
And I think he even says, or no, that's about the fighting, never mind.
Yeah.
But, he's like, well, I think he said something like, I want to start.
Yeah.
Or something like that. And he starts asking.
He asks him like a bunch of weird questions. What's your favorite color? Yeah, stuff like that.
Basic stuff that you should know, I guess.
And it kind of gets into a conversation about Mako and Korra's time together. That's basically where the scene ends, actually.
I think it's just setting up for this episode's going to be definitely a Wu episode.
Yeah, it definitely seems it anyway.
Probably coupled with a B plot of
Kuvira's
time in the swamp. It's going to have to.
Toph!
because Toph is in the swamp, and
Toph cannot just let that go. She can't.
People were saying, I was saying this last episode, I was like, I hope they go to the swamp, and I want to see Toph kick some butt.
Yeah.
It would be a good way to get them to push out of the swamp
and go to Republic City. It's like, we can't handle the crazy hermit lady that lives in the swamp. Let's go take out Republic City instead.
I'm so interested in that, though. Like, I want to see how Kuvira handles that situation. It's got to happen.
Because she honestly believes herself to be the greatest stuff that's ever been on the planet. And I would love to see Toph just put her in her place.
Because Toph would definitely put her in her place. Yeah. And if she didn't, I don't know what to say.
I know. If Kuvira beats Toph, I'm going to be like, I don't believe it. No.
I mean, we talked about it in episode 3. You know, if Korra was at the top of her game, could she beat Toph?
Yeah. Without the Avatar state, I don't think she could.
I think she could fight her.
I think she could fight her. Put up a decent fight, but I do not think she could win without the Avatar state.
Yeah.
Or a wingsuit. If she had a wingsuit, she'd probably be okay.
Yeah, definitely. She could constantly evade, and use like stealth.
Yeah. Basically fight. She would basically actually be fighting blind then.
But at the same time, Toph, pretty much showed that Toph is like way, way better than she was when she was younger. I mean, that's just kind of a given. Even with a crippled, Korra, it's still. So, Kuvira fighting Toph
should be a humiliation for Kuvira, I would assume. Now,
it should.
Of course, I don't think that Kuvira is going to go one-on-one with her if she actually were to fight her, but I don't know. She went one-on-one with the Avatar.
If anything, Toph will just like see that these people are invading and doing these things. I get the feeling that Toph does care about the swamp. It's not just like, oh, she's just living in it. It's like, this is something she cares about. She's not going to see the Banyan Grove tree get cut down.
She can't just let the Banyan Grove tree go. Like, everybody should be stopping the Banyan Grove tree cut down thing.
Yeah. I mean, everybody.
Like, all the swamp benders should be having a problem with that.
If the swamp doesn't do it itself, if there's not another Hugh with a big seaweed monster, and then you got Toph, I don't know what's going to happen, but
that's not happening. I don't see them just cutting down the Banyan Grove tree and getting away with it.
Yeah, it's
too iconic to the world.
Unless Jelly Baby is
a new seed
and they plant it in Republic City and have a big Banyan Grove tree in Republic City.
Destroy Republic City. That's not a good place to.
Well, they could just build around it.
Yeah, they just build around it as it tears up all of the terrain that was there.
Turns it into a big swamp.
Yeah.
Maybe they can like work a deal with it or something.
You can grow here.
It's not here.
But you can't kill or destroy everything.
Not real much.
Not a lot of prediction that you can really do in this.
With this particular episode.
That we haven't already touched, to be honest. I kind of still think Wu's going to become a much better person, but I've already talked on that.
I really think this is going to be a Wu episode, like I said. I just think this. I mean, we'll definitely get some scenes with probably Korra. Hopefully talking with Tenzin and talking about the situation.
I'd like to see Tenzin.
Yeah.
More than 5 minutes in an episode would be kind of nice.
It'd be nice.
Nice.
Any other things on next episode? Why is it called Remembrances? Let's talk about that. Remembrance. Remembering what?
I don't know. What's that? I'm just saying I don't know. What are we remembering? Maybe, unless it's actually like a flashback episode where like Mako is actually having flashbacks the time with Korra and stuff like that. Those type of remembrances. That's the only thing I can think of.
We might get
because they are sitting down to talk at the end of that scene. I kind of hope that's not it, but
so it's like almost like another kind of what the last episode was, like another kind of character building episode. I mean, it's definitely setting up for a character building episode. Another one. Yeah. I mean, this is not an action packed season.
Not really.
This is a very they got to deal with more realistic situations, but I'm okay with that as long as it doesn't as long as it makes sense and doesn't slow the plot down or anything or they do stupid stuff. Or force them to do stupid stuff to get the plot moving. Yeah. Again, I don't want to see that either.
I don't know. Maybe we'll see a little bit into Kuvira's backstory too.
Maybe it'll just be kind of like just a little bit of everybody or something. talking about something that they remember. So one of the predictions is that because Kuvira is like destroying these like natural areas of the world, and technology is kind of taking over, that there is a theory of like the spirits are back. The spirits might be the ones to take down Kuvira in some way. We've seen spirits do that. We saw, the water spirit take down Zhao.
Yeah.
Took him, grabbed him, pulled him in. Apparently to the spirit world where he went to the Fog of Lost Souls.
Yeah, well,
I guess he
didn't die.
He didn't die, even though he at that point in time he did die.
Yeah.
But then they had, I don't think they wanted to like make it where he didn't die, but I think they wanted to just kind of bring him back in some way, and I think that was the only way they could do it, obviously. Yeah, I am curious though. We're definitely winding down.
Yeah.
This whole thing, 6 more episodes. That's not very many at all, actually. If you think about it.
No.
They could probably do a lot, but that's like I said. The next 2 are probably gonna be the slow ones, and then it's just gonna be 4 more after that. Probably like 2 setup episodes, and then 2 for the finale.
Yeah, I'd say so.
So, yep. All right, so let us know in the comments what you guys thought of the episode. Any predictions, anything at all. Thanks for watching.
Bye.
Bye.